In this lecture, we'll study about functionalism and its two schools of thought. So, functionalism. Functionalism developed as a reaction to evolutionism and diffusionism in early 20th century, the two theories which we have studied in our previous lectures, and it seeks to describe different parts of society and their relationship by means of an organic analogy. So what is this organic analogy? Organic analogy states that it compares different parts of society to organs of a living organism. So different parts of a society are compared to organs of a living organism, and it looks for the function. Since it is functionalism, it looks for the function played by several aspects of culture to maintain the social system. So maintenance of social system is an important aspect of functionalism, and it have two types or two schools of thought. One is the biocultural or the physiological, which was defined by Branislow Malinowski, and the other was structural functionalism by A.R. Radcliffe Brown. So in this lecture we will study about Malinowski's biocultural functionalism. So biocultural functionalism theory was given by Malinowski, and he used culture as a functioning whole and developed the idea of studying function of beliefs, practices, and institutions which made this whole. Okay, so he argued that individual had physiological needs such as food, shelter, reproduction, and social institutions exist to meet these needs. So to meet these physiological needs, social institutions were created, and the function of them was to fulfill these needs. So in every civilization, customs, material objects, ideas, beliefs, they are expected to fulfill some needs. And he gave three important theories. Was the theory of needs, other was the charter of institution, and one was the theory of social change. So we'll first see the theory of needs and what he argued in that. So his important work was scientific theory of culture and other essays, which was published in the year 1944. And Malinowski argued that there were three level of needs required to be satisfied for survival of group. So what were these three levels? So first level was biological, second level was instrumental, and third level was integrative. So biological needs, first we will see the biological needs. These were the seven needs most basic seven needs, and included metabolism, reproduction, bodily comfort, safety, movement, growth, and health. This you can see in your notes or in your textbook, and also see the cultural response which developed against them. So seven needs were there, and with respect to them, cultural response developed. For example, for growth, the cultural response was training. For health, the cultural response was hygiene. For metabolism, it was commissariat. For reproduction, kinship. For bodily comfort, it was shelter, for safety, it was protection, and for movement, it was activities. Now, these were the 7 biological needs. Now, coming to the instrumental needs. So, instrumental needs, these were the derived needs, and the 4 derived needs were maintenance of cultural apparatus, regulation of human behavior, socialization, and exercise of authority. And the cultural response was for maintenance of cultural apparatus, economic system developed, for human behavior, social control. We will study about it more in cultural anthropology. For socialization, education developed, and for exercise of authority, political organization developed. So these were the instrumental needs, and lastly there was the integrative needs. So integrative needs, they integrated the social behavior and promotes social cohesion, and these included traditions, religion, myth, magic, science. So this was his theory of needs. Now coming to the other theory, which was the charter of institution. So he defined the charter of institution as the system of values for pursuit of which humans enter any organization. So this could be defined as follows: charter, then these are the personnel or the people, the norms of the organization, these form a material apparatus defining the activities which is to be undertaken and the function played by these activities. So this was the charter of the institution. So in every society there are personnel who have norms or a set of values. These norms inspire personnel for material apparatus which create activities leading to a function. And lastly, the theory of social change. So what did this theory argue? He argued that new invention, revolution, social or intellectual change occur when new needs were created. And it followed a vital sequence, which was that need led to cultural response, which further led to new needs, and this created social change. And through this, he argued that culture was not static but dynamic. So, culture was a dynamic entity as there was social change due to creation of new needs. Now, coming to the critique or limitations of his theory. So, first and foremost was that he could not account for cultural variation, as most of the needs defined, such as food, are universal in nature. Secondly, the theory was historic in the sense that it was only concerned about present and not past. It could not explain why a specific cultural pattern arise to fulfill a need which could be fulfilled by alternate options. And lastly, the interests of individual were not considered, as it talked about society and social system in totality. Thank you, and in next lecture we will study about structural functionalism of Radcliffe Brown. Thank you.